Okay, hi Libra, it's Marina from the Butterfly Effect. It's your reading for the 12th of April. I've got the worst hiccups imaginable. I'm trying to get through this reading because I'm so determined to get them out in the next couple of days. And I have to go and watch a movie with the kids now, but I'm going to, and I apologise for any hiccups that come through. We have a clockwork pumpkin, the aha moment, a wonderful idea, and the fairy of the green witch, the wonderful world needs you. Now this in isolation is a combination where you have an idea, you have a vision. It's probably something very new to you. It might be quite genius, but it's all about putting the steps in place and putting things in motion towards the green witch, the fairy of the green witch. You may be considering, growing your own plants, or, planting a vegetable patch, a herb garden, a wildlife sanctuary. You might want to join some sort of foundation. It feels like a sort of, for some of you, it will be a drive towards becoming more self-sustaining, which is unsurprisingly given the current situation. For others, it may be that you're just spending time in the woods and in the forest and you're soaking up that sort of atmosphere. And for others, it will be a feeling that you really want to detox your life. For females that I'm reading for here, with regards to base of the deck stuff, I have the Scythe and the Man. So this is considering cutting out a man in your life. That is coming through on a number of bases. The Death card ending the Page of Cups. This is a breakup, a definitive breakup, a breakup to no return, with the Death card on the Page of Cups. It's almost like, and I do think I'm going to see this a lot in coming weeks and months. Seven of Cups in reverse with the Nine of Swords. So this is no longer having illusions about a relationship, and no longer having any sort of distractions, no longer being confused. But that clarity, if you like, is bringing a lot of anxiety and stress. I think that for some people, for some relationships that have gone into lockdown together, they are going to see their partners quite differently, which is unsurprising. Again, a regular relationship, there are a lot of components to it. It isn't just your own, physical connection, mental. It's not just your connection within your home. And I think you might realize that in this situation, you obviously have connections through friends, you have connections through work, you have connections through family, you have your hobbies, your distractions, your work. There are so many components that go into make a conducive, harmonious relationship. And when a number of those components are cut off, you're left with the core of who you and your partner are. And I think for a lot of people, they're going to see that actually there might not be quite as much there as they imagined. So this is about a Libra I'm reading for here is someone who is very nervous about the future. They feel that the relationship they're in is unstable with the Ten of Pentacles in reverse. There's someone who's not necessarily seeing a long-term future now with this person where they maybe once did. This is most certainly, more than likely, someone that you've set up home with and have gone into lockdown with the Whip card here. Now the Whip card can just be, it's really fucking hard work being at home with this person. The Whip card can be someone who's abusive. It can be someone who takes what they want regardless. Personally, because I pull my Lenormand every day just to try and get a feel for like a more mundane use of the card rather than, dramatizing them. I mean, this to me is hard work. This is, when I pull this card, I'm more than likely going to be gardening. It's repetitive, it's sweaty, it's exhausting. And what is hard work here is actually maintaining a solid foundation with someone. That can be purely financially focused, with it being Pentacles here. It just feels like, you know, as I say, when you cut out all the extraneous elements to your coupledom or family, put on the red light and SOS is what I'm getting. This is someone who's like suddenly getting a realization that their relationship is probably not at all what they imagined. I have got be fearless and bold and surrender. This is my moth spirit. My moth spirit only ever comes up really when it's a quite intense relationship. It can be really quite obsessive, and it can be a lot of anger issues. And this is almost, with this combination, it's having the strength to stand up and, you know, confront the issue, not necessarily the person, confront the issue. And Badger is just about standing your own ground. It's very sort of 7 of Wands. With the owls, which is the birds, and the 3 of Wands. This is having a grown-up conversation, but also being quite anxious about it, about where you see your future lying. And it may not necessarily be with this person. With everything else I've seen, I'm kind of thinking the people I'm reading for no longer see a future with the person they've actually set up home with. But this is about being very anxious about confronting this situation, because you almost expect the person that you're dealing with to be volatile, to be argumentative, and to be maybe even abusive. This might be someone that's, you know, walking on broken glass is what I'm getting from the Eurythmics. I'll put the song below if you want to have a listen. So there's a risk here with the dice, a risk here, and that risk itself, having this conversation, which may be quite argumentative, is what's keeping you a bit stuck. So there's no guarantee you'll even have this conversation this week. I mean, to be honest, if you're in lockdown with someone that you're in a marriage or long-term relationship with, you have to wonder, is it even wise to have that conversation? I don't think it is. I don't think it is, because if you're dealing with someone who's volatile or argumentative and things are very, very tense between you, this is not the time to do it. Libra, I think, you know, anyone who's with any sense or has been in an abusive relationship will know this is not the time to confront this. So with my swan, this is very much appearing graceful and in control of a situation when everything is churning underneath, a bit like my clockwork pumpkin. Clockwork, so you know, all the mechanism is going on beneath the surface. This is like, you know, the cogs are turning, your plans are forming. And honestly, I really do see this as a bit of a theme coming through in the collective in the coming weeks and months, that for a good deal of people, they will realize that their relationship and even their marriages have been built on pretty superficial grounds. And when a lot of the, as I say, strands of that relationship are removed, there's maybe not enough there to keep them there. But not the time to confront it, Libra. So this is very much a week, I think I can imagine you planning for the future, envisaging a future which albeit might be risky, but not necessarily going the full hog to have the conversation. Because seriously, what is the point? If you're going to be in lockdown with someone for, you know, 6, 8, 9 weeks, that'll be a different reading. There's no point in having that conversation now, because it's going to put you here, it's going to put them there. And if they are someone who is fiery, who is argumentative, that will not serve you well at all. So I'm almost getting a little bit of time management. I don't know. You're walking on broken glass is what I'm getting. You're not wanting to upset things, but you are becoming very clear in your own mind as to where you think want to go. And this will not be the first time I say this, but I'm going to say it now, is that and I haven't done a time reading. Imagine, obviously these are unprecedented times, that you're in lockdown with someone and you realize you no longer want to be with them. So let's imagine that we get free the end of May, second week in June, something like that, yeah? And you start to initiate your plans. But you see, the thing is, we always think we have so much time and we don't take the action we're supposed to take. So try and imagine if we are put back into lockdown in the middle of September. Okay, 11/11. So let's just imagine you have a window of really no time at all to set yourself up for the next lockdown. Where do you want to be? Who do you want to be with? Do you want to go on to lockdown with the same person, the same people? Because if you don't, now is the time to make at least mental plans for that, and imagine that a second lockdown is possible. Where do you want to be? Libra, the week. Wait for important information and take charge with authority is your advice for the week. So there might be information you're seeking out, Libra, that will enable you to make the plans that you're thinking of making. I do really see it as being quite earthy. Yeah, and again, I think this is going to be a bit of a theme. People are like nervous about where their supplies are coming from, whether the supermarkets will shut down, whether the imports will come through. So they're now looking to build their own veggie patches. But of course, no one can actually get any freaking soil or plants at the minute. You can, if you search hard enough. So I think what's important to you is to feel or at least take charge in the situations that you can. But whilst you are envisaging a sort of dicey, risky future with this person, that might be something that you want to keep under wraps just now if you think their reaction is going to be volatile. So that's your weekly Libra. Please like, please subscribe. All my information is below if you're interested in a personal reading. And I hope you have a good one. Bye bye.